Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and good evening, club members and guests. The making of me. You know, there are moments that I've pondered that question, what made me to who I am today? You know, that question is simple, but the answer is complex. You know, there's not one moment that I can answer that question in a standalone fashion, but many moments have shaped me to who I am today. You see, I was reared by parents with two different backgrounds and expectations. One who expected me to perfectly excel in an academic sense, and one who expected me to be structured, regimented, and disciplined. I must confess that this was a tall order to fulfill, and in many cases a frustrating one at that. I know all parents wish the best for their children, and I am now learning that today. Now on to my story. My mother instilled the stereotypical Asian immigrant expectation in America that one must be academically superior in order to succeed in life. In other words, I must make all A's in every subject matter at school. Not only must I make A's, but I must make a high A at that. That is 100%. A lower A such as 90% is fine, as long as no one else has an A in the classroom. However, if other people made A's in, let's say, in the 90s, I must make 100%. That would be my mom's expectation. I had to one-up the classroom every time. A grade of B in my mama's ears is anathema, and the reaction is the same as if I had made an F. I mean, you might as well hang it up if it's a B. If it were up to my mother, my life's profession would be that of a rich, smart physician, a smart, rich lawyer, or a powerful, rich politician like the President of the United States or something that's out there. You get the message. In other words, no ditch digger, burger flipper, or other yes ma'am, no ma'am jobs for mama. You had to be on top of the world and make mama proud of you. I must confess that this expectation encouraged a lot of pride and a lot of self-reliance. Now, my father instilled the disciplined, regimented side of due to his career in the U.S. military. He expected order and structure in everything that I do. The lawn had to be manicured just right. The shrubs trimmed just so. And my guns had to be clean, spotless. There is an unwritten procedure to everything that I do. It was expected you do it in a certain orderly fashion. If there is just one thing that describes my parents' perception and expectation of me in a nutshell, is that they expected order and perfection. That is fine. However, for me, it placed an undue stress and an undue burden to please my parents at every turn. Otherwise, I feel that I have failed them. As such, I strive to excel in everything, from making those coveted A's in school, receiving the awards for excellence, making things spiff perfect, preparing my career for marriage and family. Because of these high expectations, perhaps that is the reason why it took me to the age of 39 before I got married. Maybe I was just looking for perfect. And you know, when you look for perfect, it's going to either take you a very long time or it may never happen. Because of the expectations of perfection, regimented order, and discipline, maybe that is why at the age of 18, I was drawn to the Armstrong Worldwide Church of God. There you had to be perfect. You had to have order, and you must certainly have discipline in keeping up with the church's expectations of the members. There I learned that God is a God of perfection, order, and discipline. For that, He certainly is that. You see, my parents were not off the mark when they expected order and perfection, as they only wanted the best for me, as would any other good parent. They wanted me to be godlike, in other words. However, if God are those things, then why was I frustrated? Because unconsciously, I was expecting to achieve order and perfection, that is, godlike, on my own terms. This is why there's frustration in my life up to that time when I learned of God's grace for me. The Lord said to me, depend on me, not on yourself. I will make you perfect, even as I am perfect. You know, not listening to the Lord's command about this subject is the very reason why there's, in this day and age, there's a lot of narcissism, and it's a growing problem in this day as it focuses on oneself and one's own power and ability. The behavior says, I am God. I am the captain of my soul and of my destiny. I guess Paul Whitner or someone said that. Following this path only led to unnecessary burden and frustration. I've learned that I should rely on God's expectation of order and perfection and not on my own. I learned that God accepts me no matter my performance, no matter what. He loves me just the same. In the end, I know God will not ask me about my grades in school. He's not going to ask, did you make an A? You got a B today? There's hell for you. How much money did you make? Did you follow my servant Warren Buffett and Bill Gates' example? No? Hell. He doesn't care about how famous or even how infamous I might be. You know, He cares about eternal things such as how much I give my life over to Him, to serve Him, to allow Jesus, the master potter, to shape and mold me into His very masterpiece for His glory and honor. That's what He cares about for me. Not what I make in school, not what kind of career I had, not what kind of, whether I'm out there or not out there, as long as it's for His glory and He is well pleased. You know, I submit myself under His hammer and chisel and under His sculptorship. Today I am happy to say that since God's grace, the understanding about letting the Lord take charge of my life rather than going it alone, life has been a great blessing. I will conclude with the Lord's words for all of us. Place your burdens on me, and I will give you rest.